Yeah, we have a lot of interest in the house. But we've only had 2 offers and they were low ball offers. But I had a guy come out yesterday. Oh my God. Yesterday was. It's like when you think things can't get worse, then they do. But I had showings yesterday, and my brother once again showed up at the house and tried to attack the people looking at my house. So my realtor called me. I was at the rental house. I got so much cute stuff from Bell's Outlet yesterday. Furniture from Wayfair. Yeah, he did it again. So my realtor called me and he was really upset, and I had to deal with that. So I tried to have him Baker acted. It took 6 officers to control him, and they took him to the hospital because when they Baker act someone, they take him to the hospital and they let the hospital make that evaluation. So they took him to the hospital let him go. So that was great. He came right back to my house last night. And now my entire family's mad at me. So I don't really feel like I have anybody right now. My dad went off on me. My other brothers he was texting me in the middle of the night, yelling at me. Everything's my fault. So I just feel like I don't really have anybody right now except y'all. He's definitely back on drugs, and I thought that Baker acting him would be the best because he's been diagnosed with psychosis and schizophrenia in the past, and I let them know that, and they took him to the hospital, but the hospital let him go. I think it's because he doesn't have insurance. He's been Baker acted 3 or 4 times before, but all those times he had insurance, and I think that it's just all about money. He doesn't have insurance, and they let him leave. So, exactly. I don't know, Sadie, because I guess now that I'm done with it, they feel like that the responsibility of him is falling on them, so they're all frustrated with me because, like, I'm giving up on him. And I've just put my foot down, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. He tried to attack me yesterday morning, and I begged my mom to Baker act him, and she said she would make sure that he was out of my house. She left with him, and then he ended up back at my house. So when I went to their house, I said, my realtor's ready to drop me as a client because he had clients. They came from Jacksonville, which is 3 or 4 hours to see my house, and they were chased out by my brother. It's extremely frustrating for my realtor, for the people that drove all that way. So I said, are you guys, when I move into my other place, are you guys going to pay my house payment until my house sells? Because it's impossible for me to sell it with him there. And I've asked you guys, to help me help him get help, and no one wants to do it. And I don't know. Everything is just always my fault, I feel like. And I told them that, with the way he's acting, thankfully the young kids weren't there yesterday, and when he got upset with me and had an episode yesterday morning, Cecilia was outside riding her bike. But I can't have him around my kids when he's that bad. But I don't think that they really care. So I said that I was done with them. Just weeding out everybody at this point. I don't really want to press charges against my brother because I know that it's deeper than drugs. He's very, very, very mentally ill and has been for a long time, and I sympathize with that because I suffer from my own demons, He just chooses to self-medicate in a way that destroys him, and that's why I was hoping to get him Baker acted because they then at least get him back on his meds. My grandparents can't deal with him. It would be way too much for them. So I don't even tell them about what goes on. But yeah, so another showing was ruined yesterday. Yeah. Like, I was that angry yesterday that I was so angry when my realtor called me because it's humiliating. And then I got to the house and he was screaming his lungs out, throwing things around in the garage. So I had Cecilia, so we stayed in the car. I didn't want her to hear him. And one officer came, and then he called 2 more, and then there ended up being 6 because he was screaming and threatening them. And I told him, I was like, he's mentally ill. He's not, he doesn't have guns or anything, so don't hurt him. But it's going to take quite a few of you to restrain him because he's got strength. Like, it's out of this world how strong that kid is. And you know what bothered me? Was the officers were laughing when he was yelling. They were like laughing and talking amongst themselves, and it looked like they were making fun of him. And I was like, I can't stand police officers. I really can't. It's like you wonder why nobody respects you, because your job is to protect people and make them feel comfort and safety and protection, and they treat people like horse shit. You're dealing with someone that's battling some serious demons and taking down everyone around him, and you think it's funny because he's talking crazy. It was hurtful. But I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Yeah. I've never really had a good encounter with police officers where I felt like, the one that answered the call was so rude to me at first. And I'm crying and I'm upset. I hurt for my brother. I hate to see him like this. I've been dealing with it since he was on and off for 10 years. And when it gets this bad, and the thing is, this is like how I know it's really bad, is my brother has never tried to attack me. I'm usually the one that can de-escalate anything with him. And lately, he's even threatened me, and yesterday he threw a toy box at me, tried to kick me, said he was going to bash my head in. That's how I know he's just not himself, and he's really doing stuff that is tearing him apart, because all these years he's never turned on me, and it's gotten to that point, so, yeah. Sassy Sewell, you literally sound like the biggest idiot ever. I'm glad that you think that it's appropriate for police officers to laugh and joke about somebody that's mentally ill and talking about harming themselves. I'm glad you think that that's funny. You're a literal piece of shit. Exactly. I know. Yeah. Like, it's hard because, like, my other brother, he was, like, yelling at me, and he's like, why didn't you just kick him out? And I was like, I've been trying to kick him out. He comes back. Geez. He had 6 officers remove him from my house yesterday, and he came back in the middle of the night. Like, I'm trying my best.